That's right. That's right. And so, again, appreciate Jay Stiegel and his efforts to protect our constitutional right to life, liberty, and property, the pursuit of happiness, to own. There's something beautiful about owning things like your own land and then using that land to maybe even feeding yourself. We're going to be talking about that in just a second for your Warrior Wednesday, brought to you by Homes for Heroes. Let's get to it.
This is Warrior Wednesday with Jake Merrick on Freedom 96.9.
All right, your Warrior Wednesday. I love to highlight those doing good things around the states every Wednesday in our Warrior Wednesday. And today I have Miss Jerri Parker and Grace Holland in studio with me. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Hi.
Well, you guys got up early to make it in studio, and I appreciate that. Grace, what time did you get up again?
At 3 in the morning.
3 a.m. Well, God bless you. Now, hey, Jerri, of course, you're part of the Oklahoma Patriot Network.
Yes.
That we're growing. I love what's happening there. But I created that so I could highlight people like you. That it really started with the beef industry is what I started, is to create a coalition of beef producers, local beef producers, so that people knew where to go get beef. And that's what you do, that you raise all kinds of food for the community. Tell me what all you do, Jerri.
Well, so I started two decades ago, selling beef to the public and filling Oklahoma freezers with clean meat, no biosludge, no antibiotics, no growth hormones, added growth hormones because animals make their own, but nothing added. No herbicides on the pastures. It's good, clean meat, something that's healthy for my family and yours.
And that includes beef, chicken.
Okay. I do beef. I do chicken. We have watermelons, cantaloupes. This year we had peppers.
Yes,
So
we had a lot of peppers.
A lot of peppers. We got tired of picking peppers. Yeah, Peter Piper.
You know, I think it's so critical, especially as we talk about government waste. We talk about, we're seeing the big movement, MAHA movement with Robert F. Kennedy wanting to clean up our food supply. I expect big changes there. And the shakeup I expect with the big food industry. And there's a big trend, I think, in the last few years moving towards locally sourced food. Have you seen that as well?
Oh, yeah. I've always had a large following of being able to sell. At one time, I had beef in 5 stores. But then after my husband's death, there was only so much of me and so much time. And that was 13 years ago. And so I began to just focus. I did farmers markets for a while, big on the Oklahoma Food Co-op, which closed in 2017, which was detrimental. But then at that point, then I started just filling Oklahoma freezers.
And you're, like I said, on the Oklahoma Patriot Network, so you are on my feed. And so whenever I was looking at your feed and all that you're up to out in eastern Oklahoma, I saw this young lady, this beautiful young lady chopping heads off chickens. And I thought, what in the world's going on here? Blood everywhere. But then, you had it recorded, all of the steps of processing these chickens. And Grace, you were there every step of the way.
Yes.
And I was just like, not only do I love what you do already, but then I saw you pouring into the next generation. And I said, I want to have you on because that's worth highlighting. Grace, what did she have to do to convince you to come and chop heads off chickens?
Really nothing. Like, I've grown up on a ranch, and I've grown up butchering deer for deer meat and catfish to fry catfish. So I've always grown up doing it, and it's always something that I've loved doing.
Wow.
So it didn't take much.
And you're 15, about
Yes.
turned 16, and have ambitions to be a veterinarian.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this like falls into that lane there. Good preparation,
Exactly.
I guess. But Jerri, talk to me about that. What does it mean to you to pour into the next generation? I was telling Grace, I'm like, I don't even know. Maybe you're the only 15-year-old high school girl that I know of in the state of Oklahoma who knows how to process a chicken.
Oh, no. There are several, I call it my tribe, several people that think like I think. And so there are several of us. And I've trained, actually, other people. There's a friend of mine down at Chickasha. I've got one at Stratford. And they actually came to the farm. I teach people how to do this because if we don't know those skills of how to process and clean and grow healthy food, who's gonna take care of us?
Yeah.
And so they now both. Well, one of them actually has her own feed supply that she does, and anyway, so it's grown everyone takes that information and they expand upon it. But to be able to train someone else to come in and learn how to do the process. So you've got the scalder and the plucker, and then you've got your evacuating table where you have to de-gut them. And then they set in cold water and cool down, and then they go into a big tub that has water and vinegar in it and extremely cold. And the vinegar helps kill any bacteria that remains. And so they're in that vinegar water for anywhere from 4 hours to overnight.
Yeah, I love that it's vinegar water, not some chemical.
Exactly. Everything tries to be as pure and clean as we can get it. But chickens are not vegetarians, and so whenever
Chickens will actually eat a chicken.
Oh yeah, they'll eat you. Are you kidding? You go out there in flip flops, they'll pick your toes off. So yeah, they're pretty vicious little dinosaurs. Isn't that what you call them? Dinosaurs.
Yeah,
all the
I
time?
call them dinosaurs.
Right.
Yeah, because she laughs at how they run. But like whenever I have a beef processed, I will take that scrap meat and I will put that in the freezer, and then that's what I feed to them for a protein.
Yeah. We learned that. We have been on this homesteading mission for the last few years, 2-3 years, and now we have a full barn full of chickens, and we've got some unexpected roosters that we need to thin out, and I've been kind of delaying this processing of the roosters. I was waiting to talk to you to find out exactly how to do it. It's one thing to go out and get animals, but then you actually have to actually eat them, butcher them, process them.
Right.
And that's a whole new level.
Exactly.
And so I grew up out in the country, grew up on horses and cattle, and we rodeoed and stuff. But we didn't process much of our own food, and so that's all new to me. But it's such a vital skill that most of us have lost. The vast majority of us have lost that skill to know how to. You may have animals, but if it comes down to it, do you know how to process it and eat it?
Right. And thank goodness for YouTube. A lot of people can look up YouTube and see how to do it. But I cut mine a little bit different. That way the feet tuck in. And that way they look really pretty in the package. And I've got a commercial vacuum packer, so everything's vacuum sealed, and you don't have to worry about anything spoiling. Or
the whole operation it's impressive.
Yeah.
And I think it could be vital. I mean, it's interesting the shift kind of since November, as we were anticipating a possible Harris or Biden presidency all last year. Then it was like, okay, we better prepare for World War III. We better prepare for the apocalypse. And, I know we were stocking up. Now there's kind of this sense of relief, like, okay, maybe we'll actually survive, and, the stores will stay open and we don't have to go slaughter our own chickens.
Right.
But it's still something that I think we should be aware of and understand how to do. And then, hey, if you're not into that, you got people like you out there who do it, right?
Yeah, that's it. And so we are processing on Saturday if you want to bring your 4 roosters.
Okay. Will you be out there, Grace?
Yes.
Okay. Be processing some so you say bring my roosters out there.
Bring your roosters.
I may do that.
Yeah.
Grace, when you look at your peers and those around you, do you stand out? I know you're from a small town, so you're not from Oklahoma City, a big metro or anything. You're a small town. But how many of your peers do you think are even interested in understanding and learning this?
Probably none.
Okay.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. My town, as small as it is and as country as it is, I don't think any of those kids could sit there and really do what I have done and what Jerri does.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, it was so significant to me, it stood out that I gave Jerri a call and said, hey, I want to have you on the show to highlight it because it's just so rare these days to have anyone processing their own food, but then to have a 15-year-old girl that was willing to get out there and get her hands dirty. I mean, you got your manicured nails, but it doesn't stop you, right? You're going to get out there.
No, it does not stop me at all. And I think that's the problem with kids nowadays. They're so focused on being cityfied and focusing on their phones and just being so all over social media and stuff that they're losing focus of what really goes on. They're losing focus, and they're in almost a make-believe world. They think, oh, well, it's all social media, but like, what are you going to do if something happens? If the world ends or an apocalypse happens, another COVID outbreak, and you have to sit there and do your own food, none of these kids are going to know how because they're so wrapped up on being on their phones.
So true. They think chickens come from Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Grace, Jerri, thank you so much for your time here. I know you got up early, drove all the way in. Thank you for your time.
Loved it. Loved the opportunity.
You bet. God bless you guys.